Welcome back to the channel BBC Coin. Today, we are diving deep into this fascinating coin, its secrets, its rare errors, and why some of these tiny copper-colored coins are selling for hundreds, even thousands of dollars. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you might start checking every single coin in your pocket. Let's start with the basics. The 1983 1-cent coin, also known as the Lincoln penny, was produced in massive numbers. In fact, billions of these coins were minted that year in Philadelphia alone, and those coins do not carry a mint mark. That's right. No mint mark does not automatically mean rare. In fact, most 1983 no mint mark pennies are extremely common and usually worth only 1 cent, maybe a few cents if they are in perfect condition. So why are people talking about this coin being worth $1,200 or more? Well, this is where things get interesting. The secret lies in rare minting errors. You see, during the early 1980s, the United States Mint made a major change in penny composition. Before 1982, pennies were mostly made of copper. But starting in 1982 and continuing into 1983, they switched to zinc with a thin copper coating. However, mistakes happened. And those mistakes created some of the most valuable pennies in modern coin collecting. One of the most famous and valuable varieties is the 1983 double die reverse penny. This error occurs when the coin is struck with a misaligned die, causing the design on the back of the coin to appear doubled. If you look closely at the words 1 cent or e pluribus unum, you may notice a clear doubling effect. Now here's the exciting part. These coins can sell for hundreds to thousands of dollars depending on condition. In top grades, they have been valued as high as $8,500. Yes, from 1 cent to thousands. But that's not the only treasure hiding in 1983 pennies. Another extremely rare and valuable variety is the 1983 copper transitional era penny. Remember how I mentioned the switch from copper to zinc? Well, a few pennies were accidentally struck on leftover copper planchets. These coins weigh about 3.11 grams instead of the normal 2.5 grams. And because they were never supposed to exist, they are incredibly rare. Collectors have paid anywhere from $10,000 to over $20,000 for these coins. Let that sink in. A penny, worth more than a luxury car. Now, you might be wondering, where does the $1,200 value come in? Great question. While most 1983 no mint mark pennies are common, certain error coins or high-grade specimens can reach values around $1,000 to $1,200 or more. For example, a high-quality double die reverse coin in near-perfect condition can easily cross the $1,000 mark. Similarly, coins graded at very high mint state levels, especially with strong color and sharp details, have sold for over $1,000 at auctions. So yes, the $1,200 price tag is real, but only for the right coin. Let's talk about how to identify one, because this is where you can turn knowledge into profit. First, check the date, 1983. Second, look for the absence of a mint mark, meaning it was made in Philadelphia. Third, inspect the back of the coin carefully. Use a magnifying glass and look for doubling in the letters, especially in 1 cent and United States of America. If you see clear duplication, you might be holding a valuable error coin. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins in modern American history, the 1991 Liberty 1-cent coin. A coin that millions of people have seen, but only a few truly understand. And by the end of this video, you might look at your spare change very differently. Let's start with the basics. The 1991 1-cent coin belongs to the famous Lincoln Memorial Series. On the front, you'll see the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, along with the word liberty, the phrase "I in God we trust," and the year 1991. On the back, there's the Lincoln Memorial, a symbol of American history and strength. These coins were made in massive numbers, over 9 billion coins produced in 1991 alone. So at first glance, you might think, how can something so common be valuable? That's where things get interesting. Now here's the key detail most people miss. There are different versions of the 1991 penny. The first is the one with no mint mark, made in Philadelphia. The second is the 1991 D penny, made in Denver, marked with a small d under the date. And the third is the proof version made in San Francisco. Most people assume that a coin without a mint mark is rare. But in reality, Philadelphia produced over 5 billion of these coins, and they intentionally didn't include a mint mark at that time. So no mint mark doesn't automatically mean rare. But condition changes everything. Let's talk about value. In average condition, a 1991 penny is basically worth its face value, just 1 cent. Even in slightly better condition, it might only be worth a few cents. But when you get into high-grade coins, coins that are nearly perfect, the value starts to climb. For example, some 1991 no-mint mark coins in high mint condition have sold for over $1,100 at auction. And certain rare 1991 D pennies in near-perfect condition have reached thousands of dollars, even over $10,000 in extreme cases. That's the power of condition in coin collecting. So what exactly makes a coin valuable? There are 3 main factors. First, condition. Collectors use a grading scale from 1 to 70. Coins graded above MS67 or MS68 are extremely rare for modern pennies. The higher the grade, the fewer coins exist, and the higher the price. Today, we are diving deep into the mystery, the rarity, and the unbelievable value of the 1995 United States Liberty 1-cent coin with no mint mark. This is not just a coin, it's a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. So stay till the end, because what you learn today might change the way you look at your spare change forever. Let's begin. First, let's understand what makes this coin so special. The 1995 1-cent coin is part of the famous Lincoln Memorial Series. On the front, you'll see the iconic face of Abraham Lincoln, along with the word Liberty and the year 1995. But here's where things get interesting. Some of these coins have no mint mark. Now, most people think a missing mint mark is a mistake. But in reality, coins without a mint mark were produced in Philadelphia, and in 1995, billions of them were made. So if billions exist, how can one be worth over $1,200? That's where the real story begins. Today, we are diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1997 United States Liberty 1-cent coin with no mint mark, a coin that millions of people ignore, but collectors are secretly searching for. And here's the shocking part. Some of these coins have been claimed to reach values starting around $1,200. But is that really true? Let's uncover the truth. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most talked about coins among collectors, the 2001 United States Liberty 1-cent coin with no mint mark. Is it rare? Is it valuable? Or is it just another ordinary coin hiding in plain sight? Stay with me till the end, because what you are about to discover might completely change the way you look at your loose change. First, let's understand what this coin actually is. The 2001 1-cent coin is part of the famous Lincoln Penny series, one of the longest-running coin designs in American history. On the front, you see the legendary face of President Abraham Lincoln, a symbol of freedom, unity, and American identity. On the back, you'll find the Lincoln Memorial, a powerful architectural tribute that stood on U.S. pennies for nearly 50 years. Now here's where things get interesting. Some of these 2001 pennies come with no mint mark. And for many people, that sounds like something rare, something special, maybe even a mistake. But the truth might surprise you. A coin with no mint mark does not automatically mean it's rare. In fact, in the United States, coins without a mint mark were produced at the Philadelphia Mint, and this was completely normal for many years. In 2001 alone, nearly 5 billion pennies were produced in Philadelphia. Yes, billions. So right away, we know one thing. Most 2001 no-mint mark pennies are extremely common. If you find one in your pocket today, chances are it's only worth 1 cent. But wait, don't click away yet. Because this is where the story takes a fascinating turn. While most of these coins are common, some rare versions of the 2001 penny can be worth serious money. We are talking about coins that collectors are willing to pay hundreds, even over $1,000 for. So what makes the difference? Why is one coin worth 1 cent, while another could be worth a fortune? The answer lies in 3 powerful factors: condition, rarity, and errors. Let's start with condition. In coin collecting, condition is everything. A coin that has been used in everyday transactions becomes worn, scratched, and dull over time. These are called circulated coins, and they usually carry very little value. But a coin that has never been used, one that still shines like the day it was minted, is called an uncirculated coin. And that's where prices begin to rise. A typical uncirculated 2001 no mint mark penny might be worth around 10 to 30 cents, sometimes a little more depending on quality. But if the coin is in near-perfect condition, graded at the highest levels, its value can skyrocket. In fact, some top-grade examples have sold for hundreds of dollars, with auction records going even higher in exceptional cases. Now let's talk about something even more exciting. Errors. Error coins are the hidden gems of the coin world. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most mysterious modern coins in circulation, the 2003 United States Liberty 1-cent coin with no mint mark. At first glance, it looks completely ordinary. You've probably seen it in your pocket change, maybe even ignored it without a second thought. But what if I told you that some versions of this coin have been sold for hundreds of dollars, and in rare cases, people are listing them for as high as $1,200 or more? Let's uncover the truth behind this fascinating coin. What does no mint mark really mean? First, let's clear up one of the biggest misconceptions. When you see a 2003 penny with no mint mark, it does not mean it's an error. In fact, it simply means the coin was minted in Philadelphia, one of the main US mint locations. In 2003 alone, over 3.3 billion pennies were produced in Philadelphia. Yes, billions. That means most of these coins are extremely common. If you have one in your hand right now, chances are it's only worth 1 cent. But don't click away yet, because this is where things get interesting. Fire why some 2003 pennies are worth big money. Even though most of these coins are common, certain factors can make them incredibly valuable. And here are the 3 main reasons. 1. Condition, the power of perfection. Coins are graded based on their condition. A heavily used coin is almost worthless, but a perfectly preserved coin, one that looks brand new, can be worth much more. For example, a high-grade 2003 penny can sell for over $100, depending on its condition. In fact, one near-perfect example was sold for around $174 at auction. Now imagine finding one in flawless condition, straight from a coin roll or collection. So why are some listed for $1,200? There are 2 main reasons. First, rare high-grade coins. If a coin is graded at the absolute highest level, almost perfect under magnification, its value can skyrocket due to collector demand. Second, hype and misleading listings. Some sellers list common coins at extremely high prices, hoping someone will buy without proper knowledge. In fact, experts warn that many high-priced penny listings online are exaggerated and not based on real market value. So if you see a $1,200 price tag, always do your research first. Left-pointing magnifying glass: how to check if your coin is valuable. Now comes the part you've been waiting for. Go grab your 2003 penny and check these details carefully. Look at the front of the coin.